All right, let's get down to business. I'm here. Send me a message like location. Location. I'm going to come wherever you want. Doesn't matter if it's Ireland, New York, Brooklyn, or Moscow. Doesn't matter. Just tell me where. That's not good enough. The time for talk is over. The time for excuses is over because the time is now. What's the matter with you tomorrow? You say, let's do tomorrow, but here's the real truth. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is absolutely nothing to save myself or to give myself to. I fight because I simply know nothing else. You think that darkness is your ally. You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it. I was molded by it. I didn't even see the light until I was already a man. And by then there was nothing to me but blinding light. You have to refuse to be defeated. You may fall, but you must refuse to stay down. You have to get after it with all of the fire that's inside you. I am the best there is, the most brutal, the most vicious, and the most ruthless champion that has ever been. One more car. The boy, you've got to wake up. Stop sleeping on yourself. You have got to pay respect to the people who have truly earned it, and you have got to understand that there will always be firefights in the city. Unwavering will, the power of grit. We're just across the river from the city, and there are firefights going on in the city all day, and there are fights going on in the city all night. This is real combat, and though you may lose the battle, you must always refuse to lose the war. Reach the point of no return where you're always willing to give more. The fact that you have the powerful ability to do something and yet you're too weak to just turn the key and start the engine on it, that is a greater disappointment and a far greater burden to carry than any of the physical sweat equity or pain in the gym or any sacrifice. All of that is nothing. I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal, vicious, and most ruthless champion that's ever been. I'll show you how much you can truly burn, and they left you for dead. And I know what that truly feels like to be left for dead after you gave absolutely everything you had. You gave it all. So tomorrow night, I'm going to smash your boy. I'm going to absolutely smash your boy. There's no other way. And they will not see you coming as you grab your goals, as you work every single day tirelessly. Work, 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 work. Damn it. Work, 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 work. Do you understand me, son? Get it. Do you hear me, son? Get it. Do you feel me, son? Yeah, one more car, the boy. It's time you realize that weakness is my strength, that pain, it is my development, and that struggle, it is my triumph. Everything you think is here to take you down is truly here to build you up. I ask you, what is happening to us, my friends? What has happened to us? And what are we truly becoming? What are we? We've been fighting for 400 years, and we're still fighting to this very day, and this very day. At practice, when I'm training during the games, I switch my mind to something else. I switch my mode to something else. For me, it's the equivalent of Maximus Decimus Meridius in Gladiator, picking up the dirt, smelling the dirt. It's go time. I never underdo things. I always overdo things. When the war drums sound, the people that have actually been to war are the ones who say, let's think about this first. Because like I said before, and like everyone says all the time, they say it like it's no big deal, but war is hell. Before you choose to do that, you need to think about why you're doing it. And you need to understand if the people have the will to fight, and that will to fight, as I've said many times before, is the will to kill and the will to die. And those are some incredibly big wills that you must possess. This is your life, my friend. And I'm sure that when it's all said and done, you don't want to look back and see that you've just wasted it. This is your life, my friend. So you stand up. This is your life, my friend. So you rise up. This is your life, my friend, so you keep going. This is your life, my friend, so you never give up. This is your life, my friend, so you need to keep moving forward. This is your last, my friend. This is why you take the risk and you take that ultimate leap. The power of resilience, unyielding ferocity. You may fail, but you must refuse to tolerate it. Though you may fall, you must refuse to stay down. Though you may lose the battle, you must always refuse to lose the war. You must reach the point of no return, my friend, where you are always willing to give more. My style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children. We're all in the same room, not saying a single word to each other, but everyone's got a war face like we're going to war with each other. When I look back on it now, that was all good and great, but I wasn't in it to look a certain way. I was in it to simply be great. Out of the 100 men that go to war, 10 shouldn't even be there. 80 of them are simply targets. 9 do most of the fighting, and only 1 is a warrior. And bodybuilding initially made me look at who I was as an individual and ask, do I even really want to do all of this training? Okay, fine, I can train, but do I really want to diet? Do I really want to give up all of my time with my friends? Do I truly want to be misunderstood? And the answer always came back to me that yes, that I must be if I ever wanted to achieve what I was destined to achieve. We all understand that humans are not created equal. Some people just have a truly beautiful hand of cards. Yes, that guy's got 4 aces and he puts them right in your face and he says, boom. But know that if I bet on myself, I can dictate everything. I run everything and I'm the boss. Take 10 seconds and get it again. Beast, get it. Come on. Yeah. There you go. There. Energy, let it out. 7, 8, 9, 10. A machine is here. There you go. No one works like I do. 13. Come on. 14. Come on. 15. Shut that muscle down. 16. Come on. Get it. 17. Come on. We want to see it. Good. 22. Who's going to carry the boats and the logs? That's not all you have. There's always more left in you. I know you're tired. I know you're weary. I know you've been brought to tears, and I know you feel all the blood, all the sweat, all the sacrifice, and all of the suffering. I know you want to quit right now, but this is simply not the time to let go. It's not the time to doubt, and it's definitely not the time to quit. You have to keep going. F to your advantage. You got to put yourself in that cage. When you're in that cage, you are that character. And then when you leave that cage, you become something completely different. But when I'm in that cage, don't touch me, don't talk to me, leave me alone. I'm going to push that last rep, push with everything I have. Tell all the excuses to step aside and let weakness know that it is not welcome in your house. Go get it now. And give it everything that you've got. Be productive, be powerful, and from the bottom of my heart, conduct your business. The heart of a champion, the unbreakable will. I'm scared to death. I'm absolutely afraid of everything. I'm afraid of losing, and I'm afraid of being humiliated, but I'm also completely confident. The closer I get to the ring, the more confidence I actually get. And the closer I get, the more confident I become. All during my training, I've been afraid of this man. I've thought that this man might be capable of beating me. I've dreamed of him beating me, but I've always remained afraid of him. But the closer I get to the ring, the more confident I become. And once I'm finally in the ring, I'm like a god. No one could beat me. I do what I do. And that's all that I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And then it became personal with me. For me, anger was good because anger was motivating. The more I could treat an enemy, the more I wanted to go out there and kill those guys. I've been listening to them all of my life, and I wish I could win one single fight in the UFC. Hell no. They all laugh all around. Hell no. He's all talk. He's all hype, and he's a joke. The sound of laughter and the sound of doubt, that motivates me. I saw you all celebrating my losses like I wasn't ever going to get. You've got to want to be successful so badly that you forget to eat. That's how badly you've got to want to go to war. I'm just wondering if you are bold enough and daring enough, if you can believe in your dream again, if you can get fully committed, and if you can make it personal, because it's personal, because it's about you. It's personal. 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 And once I talked to my coach and he talked to me over and over again every night for hours and hours, I never had to worry about anyone ever bullying me again because I know that I would simply kill them if they ever tried to cross me. You've got to create a lot of different emotions to heighten your sense of awareness. And focus is about you, and it's about ultimately moving through your emotions rather than being stopped by them and having them all work toward a specific goal. I think that when change hits and when it's truly personal, that's when the perspective shift always comes. Get into something that's really personal that actually means something to you. I think that's the key to what we do. It's got to be personal. It's got to be about you. And it's always got to be up to you to carry on. Remember, you owe you something. Continue to believe that we all have desires and we all have dreams. So make your dream a reality. I'm talking about a concrete commitment, the kind of commitment that says, can I truly stay true to what I said I would do long after the mood that has set it all in has left? When you finally get personal, when you make it personal, everything changes. Don't make it personal. What a joke that is, because it has always been personal. Week after week, I'm choked up, fighting back tears with every single sentence. It's personal. I have waited my whole life for this, and I will wait no more. That's why they say that many are called, but few are truly chosen. It's about having a vision, a possibility for yourself that has to do with being great, because I'm going to make it personal, because it's always been incredibly personal to me. So you found that the secret sauce to your life is the person that you see in the mirror, and that it's not some outside variable that's ever going to come and save you, because your salvation isn't coming. It's all up to you. Get up off of that couch. I've got to go. I've got to leave the cave, and I've got to kill something and then drag it home. You found that truth in that moment, and despite all your doubts and all of those negative things, you will put all of your trust in that, and you will try, and you will go for it, and you will never be scared to fail, and you will never be driven by fear. You'll learn to love discomfort. The power of self-belief, unwavering drive. Here's the key. If it is your dream, you have to eat it, sleep it, dream it, see it when nobody else sees it, Feel it when it's not even tangible and believe it when you cannot see it. Do they really have what it takes? Are they willing to do whatever it takes? A lot of people will give up. That's just the truth. But you must not give up. You have to stay committed. You have to make it personal because it's all about you. When you make it personal, everything changes. So what plan do you have for today? How much peace do you have in your heart? And where do you want to go from here in our life? Because that is truly all up to you. Fuel your body, mind, workout motivation for peak performance. Your mouth is a creative weapon. It's not a tool for distributing excuses. The first sign of a loser is an excuse. Champions take full responsibility, good or bad, for their outcomes. The world, one time what you're going to, and that's it. Spend less time talking and more time grinding. Think like a champion. Speak like a champion and then walk it out. Grind 120 all day, every day. Stop making excuses. Champions make adjustments, not excuses. Every time you justify being average, you invited an enemy. Mediocrity is a dream killer. Your trainer, your teacher, your foes is not the problem. It's your consistency. You got to make a decision. How bad do you want it? Average is on the left. Success is on the right. You got to choose which one you want. A champion's work doesn't officially begin until pain arrives. You see, greatness is right on the other side of pain. So what are you running from it for? You say you want to be successful, then push through it. Stop making excuses and go get it. Very few battles are won under ideal circumstances. So you got to simulate and practice the unknown so that the unexpected will not derail you every morning. When you get up, ask yourself, how can I put myself in a place where I'll be uncomfortable? See, you have to master the unknown. You've got to master your fears. You've got to master the unexpected. So when it happens, you are prepared. Champions can push through and keep going with everyone else around. They have immersed themselves in pain so often that they have become immune to it. Greatness is on the other side of pain. Go get it. The more you expose yourself to pain, the more comfortable you will become in its presence. A champion's workout doesn't officially start until pain arrives. Everything else is just a warm up. A boxer can be the best technician in the world, but if he gets in the ring and the first time he gets hit, he falls apart. He's not going to be a champion. I tell you that. See, in life is just like that with us. We're good until we get hit in the face. But what separates champions from the rest is when they get hit, they keep coming. When you hit them a second time, they get strong. And by that third time that life hits you and you're still standing, the world will know. There's a champion in the ring. How bad do you want to be successful? Do you want it bad enough to get hit in the face? Because I tell you right now, that's what life's going to do to you. It's going to hit you when you least expect it. When you got your guard down, how will you respond? Refuse to let the world break you. Show life what a champion looks like. I'm Billy Allsbrooks, blessed and unstoppable. What kind of life do you want to live? Success is a choice. It's a decision that only you can make for you. First comes the choice, then comes the commitment. Are you willing to commit to doing what it takes to go where you want to go? A lot of people say they want to be successful, but they struggle and they stumble on that commitment part. A lot of times, the only way we will make that commitment is we have to hit rock bottom. We have to get so sick and tired of feeling the way we do before we'll ever take the action needed to crawl up out of that pit. I think you're ready. I think you're ready and you wouldn't be listening to me right now. I think you know that you have greatness on the inside of you and you just need somebody to speak over your life, and that's what I'm going to do. Right now, I speak greatness over you, a rise champion. I'm speaking to somebody out there. The reason you feel so uncomfortable on the inside is because you know you're not being the best version of you that you can be. That discomfort is trying to move you from where you're at to where you belong. Your destiny is greatness. And you know, this on the inside, and that voice just keeps on calling. And you're never going to have the peace until you go become who you are supposed to be. Now we're going to set this change in motion for you right now. I want you to say this with me. I want you to say this out loud. I am ready to change my life. I am willing and committed to going all in and fully committed to doing the things that it takes to become the person I was meant to be. And that starts right now. All excuses stop right now. I will not, from this point forward, point the blame at anybody else for my own destiny. I will take responsibility for who I want to be. I will get up every day and work toward that person that I know that I am on the inside. I pledge with all my actions allegiance. I will search deep down inside for a why that will allow me to run through walls with it, because I will not be denied. Champions put in place the habits and daily rituals that manufacture success. They push themselves constantly to the point of pain, and by refusing to tap out to that pain, they eventually give birth to greatness. Pain. There's no match for a real champion. The legends understand to be a winner. One must be comfortable at being uncomfortable. The dark, the unknown, the fears that stop each and every one of us must be faced and faced alone. For the more we go through the fire, the more refined we become. Those struggles, trials, and tribulations, they mold and shape us. Prepare us for the calling and events to come. We learn to perform under stress, under duress, and without hesitation. because perfect practice consistently makes one perfect all the time. The inner standard of a champion sets them apart from the masses, the wannabes, and the uncommitted. Legends refuse to settle for mediocrity. For them, being average is the plague and totally unacceptable. Champions go all in all the time, not just on game day. When the practice is over for the team, the work for the champion just begins. They understand the process and what is required to be elite, to be great, to be the best. It requires obsession, passion, focus, and an unbelievable work ethic. Sweat becomes the friend of the one persistent. Success is available to anybody that is willing to work for it. Success can only be bought with the currency of hard work. And champions refuse to concede to anything less than leaving every ounce of themselves on the practice field. The weight room, the classroom, whatever champions do, they carry that same inner standard of greatness with them. They don't turn it on and off depending on where they're at. It is constant. They never enter an environment without it. To stand next to them is to be infected. Their commitment inspires, strengthens, and impacts everyone who comes in contact with them. They are the leaders not by word, but by actions. They set the example for their teammates and exemplify the message. Blessed and unstoppable. They've adopted the same mindset of the ones who held up the championship trophies before them. And they continue to carry the torch so that the standard is never forgotten. Pain, defeat, and rejection are scared to come near these supermen who conquer loss with a vengeance. They fight, claw, and scratch until every second runs off the clock. Failure is not an option for them. They never quit, never concede, and never give up. Champions become phenomenal by mastering the basics day in and day out. They do the little things. Well, they take nothing for granted. They take no shortcuts. They do it the right way all day, every day, or they don't do it at all. The grades are so focused that they become immune to all distractions, and by discipline in their mind, they stay ready for the opportunity. And when that opportunity comes, they seize it with hunger. They feed on competition, chew on hard work, and drink sweat for replenishment. Only the strongest survive. This is the survival of the fittest. Most people are too comfortable with being good to ever be great. Easy is the breeding ground for complacency, and champions notice, therefore they smash all traces of it from their life. They shut the door to anyone who shows average mercy. When vision procreates with hard work, dreams become a reality, and to give up is to commit abortion on the life one could have had. Winning requires understanding every aspect that you're in the best way to. Do that is to look in the mirror. It's you versus you. How bad do you want it? Do you want to be a champion? Do you really want to be a champion? A champion in all walks of life, every area. Let your grind, your work ethic, your execution speak for you. See, champions, no, there is no all season. All season is the season. And this is the same, not just in sports, but in business, in relationships, in your spiritual life. What you do today, regardless of how you feel, is the foundation of tomorrow's success. So force yourself to make it happen. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. We all have big goals, but sometimes it feels impossible to take action. What if you had everything you needed to push past obstacles and get things done? I'm going to share 10 unstoppable ways to force yourself to achieve your goals. You'll learn practical strategies to push past excuses, stay focused, and make real progress. If you're ready to take charge and turn your dreams into reality, let's dive in. 1, understand no one will do it for you. No one is coming to rescue you. No one will build your dreams or pick you up every time you fall. It's on you. It's always been on you. This might sound harsh, but isn't it empowering? Your life is in your hands. Your future isn't determined by luck, but by your actions. Stop waiting for the perfect moment of a person. Waiting is a trap. The longer you wait, the harder it gets to start. Potential without action is worthless. What matters is what you do with what you've got. Ask yourself, what have you been putting off because you're waiting for someone else? The longer you wait, the heavier the weight becomes, and that regret will feel worse than starting today. Success doesn't come easy and isn't supposed to. The hard makes it valuable. When you force yourself to get it done, you build inner strength and prove to yourself you're capable of more. Excuses are comforting, but they don't pay bills or build legacies. What gets the job done is discipline, commitment, and action, all things you control. Stop giving power to excuses and give it to your goals. There will be days when you don't feel like it, but those are the days that matter most, separating winners from the rest. Motivation is unreliable. You need discipline. Discipline keeps you going when motivation is absent, getting you out of bed, keeping you focused, and making the difference between success and mediocrity. Take ownership of your life. Decide you're done waiting, done making excuses, and will force yourself to get it done. Start small if needed, but you must start. Take that first step, push through resistance, and build a habit of showing up every day. Your life is your responsibility. It's up to you to take action. Stop waiting, hoping, and relying on others. Force yourself to get it done because your future depends on it, and the rewards will be worth every ounce of effort. 2, commit to a routine and stick to it. It's not about effort when you feel like it, but showing up consistently every day, and that requires a routine. A routine isn't just a schedule, it's a structure, the framework that keeps you on track. It takes the guesswork out of your day. When you know what to do and when, you eliminate hesitation and the decision has already been made. You just follow through. Think about the most successful people you know. They don't win it. They have routines they stick to without fail. Routines create habits and habits create results. When you commit to a routine, you're building a foundation for consistent progress. Start by identifying what really matters, what will move the needle in your life. Write it down, making it clear. A solid routine starts with clear priorities. Make your routine realistic. Don't set an impossible schedule. The goal isn't to impress others, but to create something that works for you. Focus on consistency over intensity. Stick to it, as most people falter when initial excitement wears off. Don't be that person. Treat your routine like a contract you can't break. It's a commitment to your goals, and breaking it means breaking that commitment. There will be days when sticking to your routine feels hardest, but those are the days that prove you're serious. Eliminate distractions and set yourself up for success by creating an environment that supports your routine. If you're trying to focus, remove what pulls your attention away. If working on health, stock your kitchen with foods that fuel, not sabotage. You track your progress. See how far you've come using a journal or an app. Seeing that consistency fuels your momentum. So don't beat yourself up if you miss a day. Life happens. What matters is persistence. If you slip, get back on track quickly. A missed day doesn't define you. How you respond does. Your routine is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Proof that you are serious about creating the life you want. So make that commitment. Build your routine. Stick to it no matter what, because the results you achieve will reflect the routines you followed. 3, acknowledge waiting only wastes time. Waiting is the easiest way to lose time, something you can never get back. Every moment you spend waiting for the perfect opportunity is a moment wasted. Nothing changes while you wait. Waiting doesn't solve problems, build skills, or create results. Action does. When you wait, you're telling yourself a lie that tomorrow will be better. But tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Waiting doesn't bring you closer to your goals. It pushes them further away. It builds procrastination. How much time have you wasted waiting? How many goals have you delayed? That pain is a wake-up call. You can't rewind the clock, but you can choose to move. Waiting often feels safe, avoiding failure, but it's really just delaying progress. The longer you delay, the harder it is to start. The fear grows, excuses multiply, and you stay stuck. Waiting isn't safety, it's stagnation. Think about what you want most in life. Waiting won't get you there. The gap between where you are and where you want to be can only be closed by action. Every day you wait is a day you could have spent improving. People wait because they're scared of failing. But fear doesn't go away while you wait. The only way to overcome it is to face it head on. Stop thinking you need everything figured out before you begin. Most people who achieve great things didn't have all the answers. They figured it out along the way. The process and mistakes teach you. Waiting for perfection is just an excuse to avoid the work. Time is your most valuable resource, but you cannot create more. So why waste it waiting? You don't have to be perfect to start. Just take that first step. One step leads to another. But none of that happens if you stay in the trap of waiting. The perfect moment doesn't exist. You must act despite that. Waiting robs you of potential, keeping you in a cycle of someday, but someday isn't on the calendar. All you have is today. Don't waste it. If there's something you've been putting off, do it now. Even a small action is better than no action at all. Acknowledge that waiting wastes time, freeing yourself from the illusion that you'll somehow feel ready later. Readiness isn't a feeling, it's a decision. Decide today you're done waiting and will take action. Your future self is counting on you to act now. Don't let them down. 4, use your own pain as a driving force. Pain is powerful. Everyone faces it in many forms. Loss, failure, rejection, disappointment. Pain can either break you or build you, depending on how you respond. If used right, pain fuels you to accomplish things you never thought possible. Think about the pain you've experienced. Acknowledge it. Don't run, bury, or pretend it doesn't exist. Pain is real, and the first step is facing it. Most avoid pain at all costs, numbing it with distractions, but ignoring it doesn't make it disappear. It lingers, controlling decisions and holding you back. Instead of avoiding it, use it. Let it remind you of what you don't want to feel again. Let it push you to take action. Pain sharpens your focus, helping you see what matters, mistakes, and the lessons they hold. It helps you make better choices and set stronger goals. Pain can make you stronger if you let it. Every time you endure it, you build resilience. Every time you rise after a setback, you prove you're capable of more. Growth doesn't happen in comfort, but in the struggle. The most successful people faced pain. They failed and were rejected, but they didn't let it define them. They let it drive them. Use it as motivation to work harder and achieve more. One powerful thing pain gives you is purpose. When you've suffered, you know what it feels like to be at your lowest. Use that understanding to push yourself forward and help others. Pain can connect you with others. Don't let your pain be the end of your story. Let it be the beginning of a new chapter. Pain isn't a sign of weakness, but a sign that you're alive and can overcome it. When you use pain as a driving force, you take control of your life. Your pain doesn't define you, your response does. You might not have chosen the pain, but you can choose what you do with it. Let your pain remind you of your strength and the fire inside you that refuses to give up. Use it as a reason to get out of bed every morning and keep pushing. The pain you feel today is temporary, but the growth it brings is lasting. Wouldn't it feel incredible to look back and know that you turned it into something positive, that you used it as a stepping stone to become your best self? 5, eliminate excuses completely. Excuses are chains that keep you locked in place, silent killers of dreams and progress. They don't serve you, they only hold you back. Every excuse you make is a decision to settle for less, a choice to stay in your comfort zone rather than take control. When you say, I don't have time, you're really saying, I don't want this bad enough. When you say, I'm not ready, you're admitting you're too scared to try. Excuses are a prison. Be honest. Were your past excuses valid, or were they a way to avoid discomfort? Most of the time they come from fear of failure, judgment, not being good enough. But fear only has power if you let it. The moment you act despite fear, it loses its grip. Eliminate excuses by taking accountability. Own your choices, actions, and results. Stop blaming circumstances, people, or bad luck. Look at your situation and say, this is on me. It doesn't feel good, but it's empowering. When you take responsibility, you take control. Excuses often sound like logic. I'll start tomorrow, or I can't because I don't have the resources. But they're just a way to delay what needs to be done. There will never be a perfect time. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best is now. Replace excuses with solutions. Instead of saying, I don't have time, create time. Instead of saying, I don't know how, commit to learning. Eliminate excuses requires discipline. It's not easy, but necessary. Discipline gets you out of bed, keeps you focused, and pushes you to keep going. The more disciplined you are, the less room there is for excuses. Remind yourself of your why. When your why is strong enough, excuses seem weak. Ask yourself, how badly do I want this? If the answer is badly enough, then no excuse should stand a chance. Excuses are comfortable, but growth is not supposed to be. Progress requires effort, sacrifice, and sometimes pain. The rewards outweigh the relief of giving into an excuse. When you stop making excuses, you open the door to possibility. You start to see your true potential and realize that the only limits are the ones you place on yourself. Imagine looking back and knowing you gave it your all, that you didn't let excuses hold you back, and you didn't settle for less than you were capable of achieving. That feeling is worth every bit of discomfort along the way. Eliminate the excuses. Stop letting them control you and replace them with action, responsibility, and a commitment to your goals. The only thing standing between you and what you want is the excuse you're making right now. 6, push through the resistance with a strong mindset. Resistance is the invisible wall between where you are and where you want to be. It tells you to stop, quit, or give up. Everyone faces resistance, but how you respond separates the successful from the unsuccessful. To overcome resistance, you need a strong mindset that doesn't crumble under pressure, but rises to meet it. Resistance shows up in many forms: self-doubt, procrastination, and fatigue. Whatever form it takes, resistance tests your determination, and the only way to defeat it is to push through. A strong mindset starts with a clear purpose. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? Your reason must be strong enough to fuel you through the tough moments. A weak purpose won't overcome resistance. A strong purpose will. Another key is preparation. Resistance feels heavier when you're unprepared. If you're working on a project, break it into manageable steps. If pursuing a goal, have a plan. When you know what to do, resistance loses power. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you think I can't do this, you're already defeated. If you tell yourself I can handle this, you create a mindset of possibility. Positive self-talk retrains your brain. When resistance hits, remind yourself that you faced challenges before and come out stronger. Focus is your greatest weapon. The more you focus on what needs to be done, the less room there is for distractions or doubts. Eliminate what pulls your attention away. Building a strong mindset also requires patience. Resistance doesn't disappear overnight. It takes time to develop mental toughness. Be patient with yourself, but don't let patience turn into complacency. Keep moving forward. Embrace discomfort. Resistance thrives on your desire to avoid pain, difficulty, or uncertainty. Growth comes from facing those things head on. The more you push through uncomfortable situations, the more resilient you become. Sometimes resistance feels strongest when you're on the brink of success, the final test to see if you're truly committed. This is when most people quit. Dig in and push harder. Remind yourself that every ounce of effort brings you closer to your goal. Surround yourself with people who inspire strength. Seek out those who challenge you, encourage you, and remind you of your potential. Having a support system can make all the difference. Practice gratitude to strengthen your mindset. Resistance often makes you focus on what's lacking, but when you shift to appreciate what you have and the progress you've made, it's easier to stay motivated. Pushing through resistance is a choice. It's not easy and it's not always enjoyable, but it's necessary if you want to achieve your goals. A strong mindset means you don't let it stop you. Choose to act even when you don't feel like it and refuse to give up even when it's tough. Resistance is temporary. It feels massive in the moment, but it's just a hurdle. The more you push through it, the stronger you become. 7, remove distractions from your environment. If you want to achieve anything significant, you need focus, but focus is nearly impossible if you're surrounded by distractions. Distractions steal time, energy, and attention, pulling you away from your goals. The key to pushing through resistance and getting things done is creating an environment that supports your focus and productivity. Understand that distractions are everywhere: noise, people, digital devices, or even your own thoughts. The world is full of things competing for your attention. Recognize distractions as obstacles between you and success. Start by evaluating your physical environment. Are there things that distract you? A cluttered workspace, a messy room, or an uncomfortable chair? Make your environment conducive to concentration. A clean, organized environment will help you stay focused. Next, look at digital distractions. Your phone, computer, and other devices are full of distractions that can steal your focus. It's time to set boundaries with technology, turn off notifications, close unnecessary tabs, and set designated times to check emails or social media. When you're working, be fully present. The people around you also contribute to distractions. Let people know your focus is important and you need time to work without distractions. Find a quiet space to work, away from those who might pull you into other activities. It's okay to set boundaries. Your time and energy are precious. Sometimes distractions come from within. Your own thoughts can pull you away, worrying about the future, stressing about what's not going right, or getting lost in negative thoughts. That's why mental clarity is important. Meditation, mindfulness, or simply taking a moment to breathe can help. Creating a distraction-free environment doesn't happen overnight. It requires discipline and commitment to your goals. But once you start removing distractions, your productivity increases, your focus sharpens, and your progress speeds up. One powerful way is to schedule your time. Time blocking is a technique where you dedicate specific periods to certain tasks. It helps you stay on track. When you know what you need to be doing, it's easier to stay focused. The more structured your schedule, the less room for distractions. You can also use tools to help you stay on task. Apps that block distracting websites or productivity timers can help. Another important aspect is setting clear goals. When you have a clear sense of purpose, distractions lose their power. You know what you're working toward. Rest is also important. Overworking is a distraction in itself. Make sure to take regular breaks and get enough sleep. A well-rested mind is more focused and effective. Creating a distraction-free environment is not a luxury, it's a necessity. If you want to succeed, you have to guard your focus fiercely. When you control your environment, you take control of your results. 8, use the pain of inaction as a motivator. Inaction eats away at your confidence, your future, and your potential, causing regret, frustration, and the feeling you're not living up to your true potential. There's no pain like the pain of knowing you could have done more, but you chose not to. Inaction is a slow burn. It builds up over time and you feel it. The longer you put something off, the harder it becomes to act. You start to feel stuck, trapped in the comfort of doing nothing. That comfort is a lie. It's the comfort of avoidance, which comes at a steep cost. The pain of inaction is the pain of missed opportunity. Each moment you sit on the sidelines is a moment you'll never get back, and that hurts. The pain of inaction is not the absence of effort, but the quiet realization that you could have done more and you didn't. Use that pain as fuel. Let it push you. When you feel that sting of regret starting to creep in, use it to remind yourself of the stakes. It's about avoiding the deeper pain of wondering what could have been if you'd only acted sooner. The longer you delay, the greater the regret. Inaction leads to complacency. You start to accept things as they are, which is dangerous. Complacency convinces you that your current situation is good enough when you're settling for less than you deserve. The pain of staying the same is something you'll feel deeply. It's a reminder that you're capable of more but choose to do nothing about it. Look at the consequences of inaction. What will your life look like a year from now if you keep waiting? In 5 years, 10 years, will you be further ahead or stuck with regret? Instead of looking at the effort required to act, look at the consequences of inaction. That's where the real motivation comes from. Embrace the pain of inaction. Let it fuel you. Let it drive you to take that first step. Even when it feels impossible, the discomfort of acting is nothing compared to the discomfort of regret. You can't get there if you're too afraid to take that first step. So feel the pain of not acting and let it be the fire that pushes you to move forward. When you feel the weight of inaction, remind yourself of the bigger picture. You're building a future worth fighting for, and you must leave the comfort of inaction behind. You must use that discomfort as motivation, not as an excuse to stop. There will always be reasons to wait and put things off. But those excuses are just distractions from the real pain you're avoiding, the pain of realizing its time is slipping away and you're not doing anything about it. The pain of inaction will never go away on its own, But the pain of action will fade and you'll be left with the satisfaction of knowing you took control of your future. Don't let it control your life. Use the pain of inaction as your greatest motivator and let it ignite the fire inside you to keep going, pushing and moving forward. 9. Remind yourself of the end result. When you're in the middle of a task, it's easy to lose sight of why you're doing it. The grind becomes overwhelming and the road ahead seems long and unclear. If you want to keep pushing forward, you need to stay connected to the end result. That vision of where you're going is your fuel. Think about what success looks like to you. Visualize it clearly. Picture the life you've always wanted, the achievements you're working for, and the fulfillment you'll feel when it's done. That should be at the forefront of your mind. When the effort feels too heavy, bring that vision back into focus. It's a reminder that every bit of work you put in now is getting you closer to something bigger than today. When you lose sight of your goal, doubt and frustration creep in. You start to question if it's all worth it. But it always is. Every step you take brings you closer to where you want to be. When things get tough, focus on the results, the person you'll become, the doors that will open, and the satisfaction you'll feel. It's not just about the destination, it's about the person you will become in the process, the strength you build, the skills you develop, and the confidence that grows inside you. When you remind yourself of that, the pain of effort starts to feel worth it. You're becoming someone who doesn't back down. Make your end result so clear it drives you. Think about how amazing it will feel to know that you did everything you could to achieve it. The satisfaction of finishing what you started is one of the most fulfilling feelings in life. They'll let that remind you when things get tough. When you know where you're headed, setbacks become just another bump in the road. They motivate you to push harder. The end result is always worth the challenges. Understand that the journey doesn't end when you reach your goal. It's the foundation for your next steps. The person you become after overcoming obstacles will be stronger. So keep that vision of success close. Let it pull you forward when you feel like stopping. Success is the result of constant effort, focus, and consistent work. When you remind yourself what's waiting for you, the effort feels lighter and that vision keeps you moving even when you want to quit. Take time to really picture the freedom, pride, and accomplishment because every bit of hard work is part of that bigger picture. 10. Reward yourself for progress. People often forget the importance of celebrating small wins. They wait until the big goal is achieved before allowing themselves to feel good. But you need to acknowledge every step, recognizing that every bit of progress counts. The path to success is made of small, consistent steps. Every time you complete a task, finish a chapter, or reach a milestone, it's a victory. And those victories add up. Rewarding yourself isn't complacency, but staying motivated and maintaining momentum, reinforcing behavior that leads to success. When you recognize your progress, you celebrate your commitment and remind yourself that the effort you're putting in is paying off. Small rewards keep you going when the journey feels long or difficult. When you hit a small milestone, don't brush it off. Take a moment to appreciate it. Give yourself permission to feel proud. The key is consistency, not after every task, but every significant step forward. The more consistently you recognize your progress, the more motivated you'll feel to keep pushing. Celebrating small wins keeps you grounded and allows you to reflect on how far you've come, boosting your confidence. Rewards also help keep your mind positive. If you focus on what needs to be done without giving yourself credit, you'll start to feel overwhelmed. Rewarding yourself gives your mind the break it needs to recharge and refocus. This isn't about indulgence, but balance. Rewarding yourself also builds the right habits. When you associate progress with positive reinforcement, it becomes easier to keep moving forward. The brain loves rewards, so when you tie progress to something enjoyable, it reinforces the behavior. Over time, those rewards build the habit of consistently acting toward your goals. But remember, the reward doesn't always have to be external. The greatest reward can come from within, the satisfaction of knowing you gave it your all and stayed focused. Internal rewards are just as important and will help you build resilience. Never forget to celebrate your progress. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a step closer to your goal. When you reward yourself, you're reminding yourself that you're on the right path. The more you acknowledge your progress, the more you'll achieve. And that is worth celebrating. No days to waste. Let's talk honestly about something we all grapple with: effort. Real, honest, gut-wrenching effort. How much are you truly putting in and day out? Are you coasting at 60%? Content with a steady 80%? Or are you burning with that fire, that unwavering 120% commitment to squeezing every drop out of life? Because let me tell you something, life isn't about existing, it's about thriving. It's about pushing past the comfortable, the familiar, and reaching for something extraordinary. It's about staring down the face of mediocrity and declaring war. It's about choosing to be a warrior, not a worrier. Think about it. How many of us are sleepwalking through our days, letting precious moments slip through our fingers like grains of sand? We tell ourselves we're tired, we're busy, we'll do it tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes, does it? The truth is, we're often not tired, we're uninspired. We're not busy, we're avoiding the hard work of pursuing our true potential. We've all been there, trapped in the quicksand of complacency, watching our dreams fade into the distance. We know we're capable of more, but fear holds us back. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. We cling to the illusion of safety, trading our passion for predictability. But what if we could break free from those chains? What if we could unleash the dormant power within us, the power to create a life beyond our wildest imaginations, the power to leave an indelible mark on the world? It starts with a decision to no longer accept the status quo, a decision to reject mediocrity and embrace the extraordinary, a decision to rise above the noise and listen to the whispers of our own hearts, the whispers that tell us we are destined for greatness. This isn't about some magical transformation. It's about grit. It's about the daily grind, the relentless pursuit of our goals, even when we don't feel like it. It's about pushing past the pain, the exhaustion, the self-doubt, and choosing to show up even when every fiber of our being screams for surrender. Because the truth is, success isn't handed to us on a silver platter. It's earned through sweat, tears, and unwavering determination. It's forged in the fires of adversity and tempered by the lessons of failure. Imagine a blacksmith hammering away at a piece of raw iron. Each strike of the hammer, each burst of heat molds and shapes the metal, transforming it into something beautiful and strong. Our lives are no different. The challenges we face, the setbacks we endure are the very forces that shape us, refine us, and ultimately reveal our true potential. But transformation requires sacrifice. It demands that we let go of the things that hold us back, the distractions, the bad habits, the negative influences. It requires that we prioritize our dreams, even if it means making difficult choices. Think about the relationships in your life. Are they lifting you higher or dragging you down? Are they fueling your fire or extinguishing your flame? Sometimes the hardest choices are the most necessary. Sometimes we have to walk away from the familiar to create space for the extraordinary. This isn't about abandoning the people we love. It's about choosing ourselves, about honoring our potential and creating a life that aligns with our values. It's about understanding that we are the architects of our own destiny. We hold the blueprint in our hands, the power to design and build a life that reflects our deepest desires. But what does that look like in practice? It starts with small steps, small victories that build momentum. It's about waking up a little earlier, working a little harder, pushing ourselves a little further each day. It's about celebrating the small wins, acknowledging our progress, and refusing to give up on ourselves. It's about finding our rhythm, our own unique way of showing up in the world. It's about embracing our strengths, acknowledging our weaknesses, and constantly striving for growth. It's about cultivating a mindset of abundance, believing that we are worthy of success, that we deserve to live a life filled with joy, purpose, and fulfillment. Because the truth is, we all have something special to offer the world. We all have a unique gift, a talent, a passion that burns within us. It's our responsibility to nurture that flame, to fan the embers until they ignite into a roaring inferno. Don't let fear hold you captive. Don't let self-doubt whisper lies in your ear. Don't let the opinions of others dictate your path. You are capable of more than you can imagine. You have the power to create a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. But you have to choose. You have to choose to show up, to put in the work, to embrace the grind. You have to choose to believe in yourself, even when no one else does. Because the world needs your gifts. It needs your passion, your creativity, your unique perspective. Don't deprive the world of your brilliance. Don't let your dreams wither and die. Wake up, stand up, fight for what you believe in. Embrace the challenge. Embrace the unknown. Embrace the possibility of becoming the best version of yourself. Because time is precious. Life is fleeting. We have no days to waste. So let us live with intention, with purpose, with passion. Let us make every moment count. Let us leave a legacy that inspires generations to come. Are you ready to rise? Are you ready to claim your power? Are you ready to create a life that is nothing short of extraordinary? The choice is yours. Choose wisely, choose boldly, choose to live a life that is truly your own. All right, let's talk about 2025. Not just as another year, but as a pivotal moment in your life story. How will you look back on it? A year of drifting, or the year you took charge and built the life you were meant to lead? A new year is an invitation of blank canvas with a brush in your hand. Not everyone will create a masterpiece. Some will dabble, some will settle, but others, those with intention, discipline, and fire, they'll create something extraordinary. What if I told you that the habits you cultivate right now could dictate everything that follows? We're not talking about fleeting resolutions that vanish by February. We're talking about solidifying habits, transformative habits that will fuel you not just through 2025, but for a lifetime of success. Today, I'm sharing 5 habits that aren't just suggestions, they're necessities. Habits that will reshape your mornings, elevate your mindset, and propel you towards the person you know you can be. This isn't for everyone. It's for the hungry, the bold, those done waiting for someday, ready to step into 2025 with unstoppable momentum. Then lean in and let's get to work. 1. Rise with intent, mastering the morning. The start of your day is sacred, quiet, untouched, full of potential, yet too many wasted on snooze buttons and endless scrolling. Let me tell you, the way you start your day shapes your life. Rising with intent isn't just a routine, it's a reason for that routine. It's about starting each day with clarity and purpose. When your feet hit the floor, your mind should know the mission. This doesn't happen randomly, it happens by design. A purposeful morning starts the night before. Ask yourself, what's the one thing I need to accomplish tomorrow to feel like I'm moving forward? Not a long list, just one priority. This forces focus and cuts through the noise. When the alarm rings, you have a target. But here's the real truth. Rising with intent is a decision. It's a choice to push past comfort and embrace discipline. Some mornings you won't want to get up. You'll feel that pull of the warm blankets. In that moment, ask yourself, do I choose comfort or do I choose progress? Purpose demands discomfort. This isn't just motivation, it's about your identity. When you wake with purpose, you're declaring, I'm not here to exist, I'm here to create, to conquer. You're declaring that you are in control. This mindset stays with you, influencing every task, challenge, and opportunity. Think of those who inspire us, who left a legacy. They didn't wake up wondering, what should I do? They woke up with a plan, a purpose, an unbreakable drive. This clarity is available to anyone willing to claim it. Your purpose doesn't have to be world-changing. Maybe it's showing up for family, crushing a presentation, or taking a step towards a dream. The size doesn't matter. What matters is that it's yours, giving your day meaning. 2, master the grind, the power of consistency. Consistency is the bridge from where you are to where you want to be. It's not luck or talent, it's the grind showing up daily, regardless of how you feel. Many see success in big moments, but true magic happens in small, uncelebrated moments when no one is watching. Consistency is about repetition, working even when it feels tedious. You won't always see results immediately, but with each rep, you lay the foundation for something extraordinary. Think of a sculptor chiseling stone. At first, there's no shape, but with each consistent swing, the vision emerges. It's not one strike that creates the masterpiece, it's the accumulation of thousands. This applies to your life, health, career, or personal growth. Consistency separates the dreamers from the doers. It's easy to be excited at the beginning, but when excitement fades and progress slows, that's where most people quit. That's where you need to double down. Consistency isn't glamorous, it doesn't always feel inspiring. It's a grind. But that's the price of greatness. Those you admire didn't get there doing what's convenient. They did the work when it was hard. Think of athletes training for years, riders facing the blank page daily. Anyone who's built something remarkable, they mastered consistency. Success isn't about what you do occasionally. It's about what you do consistently. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means doing what you said you do, even when you don't feel like it. It's prioritizing progress over perfection. You'll have off days, you'll stumble. That's part of it. What matters is that you keep moving forward. Consistency requires discipline. You must hold yourself accountable. But here's the reward. Consistent actions compound, leading to exponential growth. Writing a book means writing daily, not in bursts. Getting in shape is about regular workouts. Career growth means consistent improvement. Consistency builds trust, not just with others, but with yourself. That trust is the foundation for confidence and momentum. 3, audit your circle, protecting your influence. The people you surround yourself with either lift you or drag you down. Your circle is the soil you're planted in, deciding if you thrive or wither. It's not just who is in your life, but who has access to your energy. If you're serious about leveling up in 2025, you must audit your circle. You've heard you become the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. Look at your circle. Are these people inspiring you, pushing you towards your goals, or keeping you stagnant? The truth can be hard to face. Auditing isn't about judgment, it's about alignment. It's ensuring the people around you reflect the values and energy you want. If you're surrounded by complainers, you become a complainer. If you're around doers, you become a doer. There are 3 kinds of people: lifters who see your potential, drainers who take without giving, and placeholders who don't add much. Prioritize the lifters, distance yourself from the drainers, and sometimes let go of the placeholders to make room for those who align with you. It's not always easy, but it's necessary. Are your conversations about dreams and possibilities, or are they filled with gossip and complaints? Content reveals quality. With the right people, conversations are electric. They spark ideas and make you think bigger. Also recognize your own role. Are you lifting others or holding them back? Not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever. Some are there for a season. When that season ends, move on. It's about boundaries. Surround yourself with those who see your vision, celebrate your wins, and challenge you. These are the people that make the journey worthwhile. Protect your energy. It's your most valuable asset. 4, fuel your engine, invest in mind, body. Your mind and body are the tools that carry you through life, yet people neglect them while prioritizing other things. If 2025 is going to be your year, investing in your mind and body is essential. Let's start with your mind, the command center. Everything starts with a thought, but your mind is only as powerful as what you feed it. If you consume negativity, your thinking reflects that. Invest in your mind, read books that challenge you, mindset, thinking fast and slow, listen to inspiring podcasts, The Tim Ferriss Show, How I Built This, and surround yourself with mind-expanding conversations. Learning isn't optional, it's essential. But it's not just about consuming, it's about applying that knowledge. Knowledge without action is just potential. Invest in your mind to sharpen it, training it to think critically, solve problems, and create. Now let's talk about your body. It fuels your ambition. If your body isn't strong, you'll be held back. Taking care of your body is about respect. Prioritize movement. Find something you enjoy: running, lifting, yoga, or dancing. Exercise isn't just for fitness, it's for clarity and confidence. Fuel your body with nutrient-rich foods. Hydrate, rest, and listen to what it needs. It's about balance, not perfection. Mental and physical health are deeply linked. When your body feels good, your mind operates at its best. It's a cycle. This is self-respect. You can't pour from an empty cup. Make your mind and body your top investments, and you will become unstoppable. 5, momentum over perfection. Embrace the process. Perfection is the enemy of progress. It's the trap that keeps people stuck, waiting for the perfect time, plan, or conditions. Perfection doesn't exist. What exists is momentum, the force that moves you forward, even when the path isn't perfectly paved. And momentum is where real transformation begins. Building momentum starts with one small step. Don't overthink, act. It's better to take an imperfect step than to remain still waiting for things to be perfect. Momentum isn't concerned with perfection, it's concerned with movement. When you move, you create energy, which compounds, making each subsequent step easier. Think of a train starting from a standstill. It takes effort to move, but once in motion, it's unstoppable. That's the power of momentum. It's not about how fast you start. It's about starting and keeping consistent enough to let the momentum build. One of the biggest killers of momentum is the need for perfection. People hesitate to launch projects because of fear of imperfection. The road to success is paved with imperfections. Momentum thrives on focus. Don't jump from one goal to another. Pick one thing to pour your energy into. Train your mind to see progress, not perfection, as the goal. Celebrate the small wins. They fuel the fire. If you doubt yourself, you will stall. Focus on your own journey. Momentum doesn't mean speed. It's about consistent movement. It's a marathon, and every step counts. Momentum works for you, even when you don't realize it. Each action is a step closer to your goals. Let go of perfection. Embrace the process and the first step, the next step, and the next. With momentum on your side, there's no limit to what you can achieve. These are the 5 unbreakable habits to launch you into 2025. Rise with intent, master the grind, audit your circle, fuel your engine, and embrace momentum. This is about creating a life of purpose and impact. The power is within you. The time is now. Seize 2025. Make it your year and never look back. Let's get to work. Set the standard, powerful motivational speech for success. Have you ever stopped amidst the daily hustle to truly consider what you want your life to represent? Beyond the immediate pressures, beyond the fleeting distractions, what legacy do you want to etch into the fabric of time? We often get so caught up in the day-to-day that we lose sight of the bigger picture. We forget to ask ourselves the fundamental question: what standard do I want to set for my life? We're not guaranteed tomorrow. This isn't a dress rehearsal. This is it. The one shot we have to make our mark. And understanding the finite nature of our existence should be the most powerful motivator of all. It should ignite a burning desire within us to extract the maximum value from every precious moment, to live with intention, to build a life that resonates with purpose and meaning. My journey started on the streets. Homeless, lost. Just another statistic waiting to happen. Many of the guys I grew up with in Detroit, their stories didn't unfold the same way as mine. Not because they lacked talent or potential, but because they lacked direction. They didn't have a compass. They hadn't set a standard. I was fortunate. Someone extended a hand, offered guidance, and showed me the power of defining a standard. This wasn't about achieving external accolades. It was about cultivating internal values. It was about establishing a benchmark for my own actions, decisions, and character. For me, it began with a commitment to something greater than myself, waking up at 3 a.m. every day to connect with my faith. It was about pursuing education relentlessly, even when the path was riddled with obstacles. It was about building a loving family, a foundation built on unyielding commitment and mutual respect. It was about mastering my craft, honing my skills, and striving to become the best version of myself, day in and day out. You watching this right now, you've accomplished incredible things. You've risen above the average. You're part of the elite. You're the 1%. But let me offer a stark truth. Reaching the summit is not the destination. It's merely a checkpoint. Maintaining that position, continuing to ascend, requires something more. It requires a standard. A standard isn't a finish line. It's a compass, a guiding principle that directs your decisions, shapes your actions, and ultimately defines who you are. It's the internal commitment to excellence, the unwavering refusal to settle for mediocrity, the relentless pursuit of becoming the best possible version of yourself. I consider Dubai. They set a standard of audacious vision, of pushing the boundaries of possibility, of constantly striving for more. They don't aim for good, they demand great. They don't just meet expectations, they shatter them. That's the transformative power of a clearly defined, relentlessly pursued standard. Your personal standard doesn't necessitate external grandeur. It's about internal integrity. It's about identifying what truly matters to you. What are the core values that drive you? What kind of impact do you aspire to make on the world? What legacy do you want to leave behind? Perhaps your standard revolves around mastering your craft, dedicating yourself to continuous improvement, pushing your limits every single day. Maybe it's centered around cultivating deep, meaningful relationships, being truly present for the people who matter most. Perhaps it's about contributing to your community, making a tangible difference in the lives of others, leaving the world a better place than you found it. The inherent power of a standard lies in its personal nature. It's yours. It's the internal fire that fuels your journey, the driving force that propels you forward. It's the unique blueprint that guides you towards your own definition of success. However, setting a standard isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous process of raising the bar, pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, demanding more of yourself than anyone else ever could. Complacency is the insidious enemy of growth. Never settle, never be satisfied, always strive for more, continuously elevate your expectations of yourself. And perhaps most crucially, uphold your standard every single day. Consistency is the ultimate key. It's not about sporadic bursts of brilliance. It's about the unwavering commitment to excellence in every moment, every action, every decision. It's about embedding your standard into the very fabric of your being. Consider Steph Curry a true icon of basketball. His standard isn't simply about making shots. It's about executing under immense pressure, delivering when the stakes are highest. It's about finishing strong, regardless of the circumstances. It's about upholding his standard, even when facing seemingly insurmountable odds. Finish, execute. These words aren't merely actions. They represent a mindset. They form the bedrock of a champion. The world doesn't reward potential. It rewards performance. It rewards those who execute flawlessly, those who deliver consistently, those who finish strong. This is your life, your unique journey, your singular opportunity to make a lasting impact. So I ask you again, what will your standard be? What will your blueprint for success look like? What course will you chart for your life? I implore you, don't just drift aimlessly through life. Set a standard, raise it relentlessly, uphold it with unwavering conviction. Live a life of intention, a life of purpose, a life of undeniable significance. Because the legacy you leave behind will not be measured by the accolades you accumulate, but by the standard you set for yourself and the world around you. Have you ever stood at a crossroads in your life, unsure which path to take, feeling the weight of your choices pressing down on your shoulders? These moments of uncertainty can feel overwhelming, as though the world is asking you to leap without knowing where you'll land. But what if I told you that it is in these moments that our greatest opportunities lie? Let me share a story. There was once a young boy who dreamed of flying. Born into a world of doubt and limitations, he would gaze at the sky and wonder if the stars were closer than they seemed. People laughed at his dreams, saying, "Stay grounded, it's safer here." But he refused to settle for what was comfortable. He built wings out of faith, determination, and scraps of material others had discarded. His first attempts ended in failure, yet each fall taught him something invaluable. One day he soared. This story isn't just about flying, it's about daring to believe in what seems impossible. That boy could be any one of us. That boy is you. We all have dreams buried deep within us, dreams we've silenced because of fear, doubt, or the noise of others' opinions. But fear is not the enemy. Fear is a signpost pointing to where growth awaits. It whispers this will challenge you, but it also offers the chance to rewrite your story. The human spirit is resilient beyond measure. It is the spark that keeps a single parent working late to provide for their children. It is the determination of an athlete training tirelessly for a shot at victory. It is the courage of someone starting over even when the odds seem insurmountable. That spirit exists in you. Yes, even if you feel broken, even if you feel lost, the fire within you has not gone out. It just needs to be rekindled. Rekindling that fire begins with taking responsibility for your life. This is not about blaming others for where you are or wishing for circumstances to change. It's about standing tall and saying, I own my story and I'm going to write the next chapter with intention. Life isn't about waiting for the perfect conditions to act. It's about acting despite the conditions. It's about looking at the chaos around you and deciding I'm in control here. I won't pretend it's easy. Change is hard. Growth is painful. But the pain of discipline is far less than the pain of regret. Every day you wake up, you have a choice. Will you take one small step toward your dreams, or will you let the day slip by, adding it to the pile of wasted opportunities? Success isn't built on grand, sweeping actions. It's built on consistent, small efforts. Brick by brick, step by step, day by day. Think about the most inspiring people in history. They didn't have it easy. They faced rejection, failure, and setbacks that would make most of us give up. But they didn't let their feelings dictate their actions. They let principles guide them. Behind every feeling of doubt, there is a principle, a promise, the promise that hard work pays off, that perseverance triumphs, that faith moves mountains. What about you? What dream have you been holding back on? What keeps you awake at night? Maybe it's starting your own business, writing a book, going back to school, or living a life that feels authentic to you. Whatever it is, know this: the time to act is now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Because here's the truth: you may never feel ready. The stars may never align, but the moment you take that first step, the universe begins to align itself around you. Some of you might be thinking, but what if I fail? Let me ask you this: what if you don't? What if you succeed beyond your wildest dreams? And if you stumble, even if you fall, failure isn't the end. It's a teacher. Each misstep is a lesson, each setback a stepping stone. The only true failure is never trying. There will be days when it feels like the world is against you, when the weight of responsibilities threatens to crush you. In those moments, remind yourself of this: you have survived every hard day you faced so far. You are stronger than you think, braver than you believe, and more capable than you imagine. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your inner voice. Listen to that voice. Trust it. It knows the way. Let's talk about love, not just romantic love, but the love for what you do in the life you're building. When you find what you love, you unlock a power that makes the impossible possible. You wake up with purpose, you work with passion, and you endure challenges with grace because you know it's worth it. If you haven't found what you love yet, don't settle. Keep searching. Life is too short to live someone else's dream. Don't be trapped by dogma or the expectations of others. This is your journey, your story. Write it boldly, unapologetically, and with the conviction that you are meant for greatness. As we near the end of this journey together, I want to leave you with this thought. At the end of your life, what will matter most is not the money you earned, the accolades you received, or the possessions you accumulated. What will matter is the impact you had, the lives you touched, and the person you became. So live each day as if it were your last, not with fear, but with passion, purpose, and an unwavering commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. And now I challenge you. Yes, you take one bold step today toward the life you've always dreamed of. It doesn't have to be big, just one step. Write that email, make that call, start that project. Do it scared, but do it anyway. The future you dream of is waiting, and it's closer than you think. You can. Let those words echo in your mind every time doubt creeps in. Because at the end of the day, the only limits that exist are the ones we place on ourselves. Break free, dare greatly, and go all out. Your time is now. Your story is still being written. Make it a masterpiece.